Hello everyone, my name is Yao. I'm a sci-fi self-developed here in the Bay Area. Today we're going to discuss the left turning tendency in Cessna 172. During the first or second flight class, you probably already know when you apply full power in the takeoff, the aircraft started turning to the left. That is left turning tendency in Cessna 172. By the definition, left turning tendency is a natural inclination of the single-engine propeller-driven aircraft yaw or roll to the left, particularly during a high-power, low airspeed phase of the flight, like takeoff and climb. And why understanding this tendency is important because it's going to help us to improve on how to maintain the control of our airplane. Left turning tendency is not one force, actually it's four different forces. The first one we call it torque reaction, which is a famous Newton's third law. Every action, we're gonna have a reaction on the opposite direction and being equal. Think about that way. You're sitting in the cockpit and you're looking forward, and the propeller turning is clockwise. We're always gonna have a reaction turning counterclockwise, which gonna shift more weight on the left side tire of the aircraft. More weight on the left side tire gonna bring more friction on the left side tire, which gonna make the aircraft turning to the left. Another one is spiraling slipstream. The propeller produces an airflow that wraps around the fuselage. Eventually, it's gonna hit the vertical stabilizer on the left side, which gonna push the tail to the right and make the nose to the left. The next one is gyroscope position. The force applied to the spinning disc is gonna result in a reaction 90 degrees later in the direction of the rotation. The gyroscope position usually most likely gonna happen in the tail wheel airplane. So when the tail wheel airplane accelerate on the runway and when the tail came up, there's a force gonna apply on the top of the propeller. The reaction actually gonna be a 90 degree to the direction of that rotation, which is gonna be on the right side of the propeller. The the forward moving force on the right side of the propeller gonna cause the yaw motion to the aircraft yaw to the left. The next one is asymmetric strut, which we also call it P factor. When during the climb, the downward moving blade of that propeller gonna have higher angle of attack, result in a more strut on the right side of that propeller, causing a leftward yaw. How left turning tendency affects flight? During the takeoff, high power setting, lower airspeed, which cause more P factor and slipstream, which we need apply more red rudder after the wheel leave on the ground. During the climb, as the aircraft climbs, a higher angle of attack amplifies the P factor. During the slow flight, and especially the power on stall, the lower airspeed gonna reduce the aircraft stability, makes the left turning tendency more pronounced. And we need maintain coordinator rudder input and also the aileron input to prevent the left turning tendency. Correction. Number one, rudder input is the key. Right rudder gonna press counter of the left side yaw, and pilot should always apply the right rudder during the high power setting. The next one is aileron coordination. Slight aileron deflection combined with rudder help maintain the level of wings and coordinated flight. Next one is trim adjustment. Using the rudder trim can ease our workload during the climb. And the last but not least is flight training focus, which means we need more practice on slow flight, stall, and takeoff maneuvers. More practice gonna help us to improve our ability to recognize the left turning tendency, and we're gonna learn how much right rudder we need to put on each phase of the flight. And we have the conclusion for today's class. First is 4 different factor of the left turning tendency. The second one is the importance of understanding the left tendency, recognizing and counter the left tendency, improve the safety, control, and overall flight proficiency. And the key takeaway is understanding the principle combined with more training can help us smooth and coordinate the flight operation. Any questions? All right. Thank you guys for taking my class. Have a good one.